She lost again. She doubled up level too. Wow. Good Lord. He pulled it from over there. She's right there. How long do you think you'll have to wait to hear from your grades? I'm sorry, a 92.9 A minus, and an A is a 92. Oh. What's that one? You know how I said I'm taking another English class with that big girl? She was making this bicycle books for a novel. Pride and Prejudice must do about nothing. The sun also rises or something like that. And they're watching God or something like that. Searched the textbooks and course materials last night because I had two classes. It was hers and sociology that didn't have books on it, and I pulled it up and stuff. Because Pride and Prejudice is long as hell. Like, we could read that
You didn't know. Is he working somewhere too?
He works for his
We're gonna have to move. Hi, TJ.
I'll see you all later. Good seeing you guys too. Take care. See ya. Huggins said Gonzaga had to cancel with somebody. Huggins said, hey, we've got no time to play.
If it ain't fair, it's you.
So they're going to play Gonzaga on. He's never beaten them. Never beaten them. Third time. he's gonna let me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was hard there, guys.
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, Muskegon Valley Health Centers, West 40 Auto Sales, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza, Homeland Realty, and Edward Jones, Teresa Cowden.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to high school basketball tonight on YRP TV. Lady Bobcats in their home opener against the Lady Muskies. Both teams come in at 1-0 on the early season. Bill Kafuri and Mike Snively in the house tonight. The legend, Hall of Famer. Welcome.
Hey.
Brave the conditions tonight. Got you in the house and get to see a couple of the local rivals get at it here.
Yep.
And tonight's game just being streamed on the video, so if you're looking for it on the radio, keep looking.
Keep looking. Yep. Going to be all TV tonight, YRP TV, and it's good to be back with you, old neighbor.
It's been a while. Now we live in different counties, right?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Joined by John Clark, Joel Lasigo tonight, running the camera and all the graphics and everything. Yay. And we're kind of looking forward to it because, like most people, been stuck in a house a little bit. You got to get out. And there are a few close family members here tonight, socially distancing, but watching a ball game. And for those that didn't come out, we're bringing it to you. And both teams come in at 1-0, and at this point in the season, really hard to tell what does that 1-0 mean. The Bobcats with a win against the Meadowbrook Coldfoot last week, and I think the Lady Muskies at Crooksville. And Dan Linscott, long time Lady Bobcat head coach. I can't even begin to tell you how many years she's done this.
I was trying to think of that on my way over, but I do know the Muskies coach, Gary Sigmund, he's in his first year.
Gary Sigmund is actually a Cambridge grad. Graduated from Cambridge in 1999, played for Gene Ford, and actually played for Dan Linscott as a freshman. Dan Linscott was his freshman boys coach way back in the day. And at some point, we'll get a close-up of Gary on the sideline over there. This is his first year. And he told me earlier today, he said, I'm going to wear the Gene Ford sweater vest. And doggone it, Gary Sigmund does have the Gene Ford sweater vest on.
He does.
And that was his mentor among the coaches that he had, and you know
I've listened to Gary talk about basketball many times, and about every time a basketball story is brought up, Gene Ford's name is mentioned. But a funny story you told me, and I find this hard to believe, is that you mentioned Dan had coached Gary when he was a freshman in high school. This is the first time Dan has ever faced a former player.
And all the years that he's coached?
Yeah, I thought at some point he would have crossed paths somewhere along the line with a former player, but to me that's kind of the stat of the night.
You know, for all those years. Now, he does have Haley Stocker on his staff, though. She has a former player coaching with him, but to actually coach against him. And so you wonder if you're going to see wrinkles from some of those. And I asked Gary tonight, prior to the game, I said, are we going to see any of that old Gene Ford playbook, and some of those plays that you might have ran with him? He said, once you learn basketball, it's basketball. You might call it something different, but it'll probably be the same thing.
Well, I remember when Gene would get the lead on you, especially in a tournament game. If he got you up by 5 or 6 points, it felt like you were up 15-20 the way they played, and he always had good guard play. So if Coach Sigmund's going to take anything out of Coach Ford's playbook, it's going to be from the guards.
Well, Gary was a guard, and he was a great point guard that helped make everybody better. He probably wasn't he could shoot, but he wouldn't, because he probably looked at his teammates and found ways to get them the ball and make them better. and did that. So I imagine that his point guard tonight's going to have a lot on their plate, because he's going to want them to run the show out there.
And that's what you want. We talked about this tonight, Bill. If you could start a team with a good big man, big girl, or a point guard, which would you do? And I said the guard. I think you need the quarterback out there running the show, directing the offense, and making the thing run well. And that's kind of what I assume both of these teams would go with too, is good guard play, because it all begins up front with the ball.
Well, yeah, it does. And 1-0, you're still kind of a work in progress. And all we have, basically, we haven't had a chance to get into the library at AVC headquarters and break down film a lot yet. But
right.
At just 1-0, we don't know a lot about these teams, other than the fact they've won a game. They've gotten a couple of scrimmages in. The Lady Muskies won the JV contest earlier tonight very handily. And they both have, at least the Muskies have a lot of depth. The Lady Cats maybe not as much, but Cambridge without a senior on the team, so they're going to be a little bit young, and John Glenn with just a couple of seniors.
Yeah, just a couple seniors. And another thing we don't know, Bill, who's had to miss because of quarantine purposes. How long has the one group of girls played together with another group? That's just something we don't know. And this is probably, we can't come in here and tell you, well, this person's averaging 20 points and this person's averaging 15 rebounds. We don't know, because there's a big unknown factor to start this basketball season.
We're going to have to add another column to your stat sheet then, I guess, because those are things that
right.
The X factor of how many days do you get to practice this week, and
right.
Like the NFL. If you're in the NFL, some of those NFL teams aren't getting to practice at all, but they're
right.
making them go play a game.
They're going to make the Steelers play on Wednesday now, so it depends. I mean, I don't want to talk about the NFL, but some of these girls may have just got off quarantine yesterday, so you just don't know. How many of them are in school? How many of them are online? How many of them with their friends all day? Just weird situation here to start the basketball season.
And as a former coach and player back in the day, you wanted that regular routine for your players to go to school, to come to practice, to go to school and to come to practice, and have that daily contact with them, so you could kind of control all of those factors of preparing for a game. And in today's day and age, you have very little control, really.
And I think that's going to have a problem with some chemistry early on in the season, because these girls haven't gotten to play as much together as they would have liked to. And but with that all being said, I bet a lot of them are very thankful, because you never know. We talked about this earlier too. They might play tonight, might not get to play for another month. Who knows? We just don't know. There's always the unknown.
Well, and you used to always tell people, injuries happen, and you don't know if this will be your last play or whatever. And at the same time, right now with basketball, football, whatever the sport is, you're telling your kids there's the real chance that individually or team-wise, if somebody goes down with being tested positive, it could affect us all.
And you don't even have to test positive. You could be near somebody that was positive, and that's just how it goes. And it might not even be anywhere near the basketball court. It could be down at Walmart.
All we got to do is worry about the game tonight and the players that showed up here. And let's take a look right now at the starting lineups, starting for the home Lady Bobcats, Mackenzie Linscott, as the Cats will start 3 sophomores and 2 juniors. One of those, coach's daughter, Mackenzie Linscott, Kinsey, I think, as he calls her, but at the same time, this young lady, I remember years ago broadcasting and doing games, and she was just a pint.
I remember those
running around
too.
And trying to get the ball up to the basket, but she was in the gym as soon as she could walk, because she had brothers and sisters playing and following them around, and Dad was taking her in and out of gyms all over.
I remember those days as well.
And she was doing that, so now she gets to be the player, and just a sophomore. Starting for the Bobcats, Cameron Gebhardt, 5'8" junior. Braxton King, you talk about a good guard. Here's a good athlete, good guard. Cambridge folks may remember T.J. King, his daughter. And T.J., a great football player, wrestler, and has a son, Dakota, who's a pretty good wrestler as well. Riley Krupar, sophomore. Zakiah Gibson, a 5'8" junior for the Bobcats. That completes their starting lineup. For the 1-0 Lady Muskies, Rachel Minor, 5'8" junior. Abby Shire, 5'5" senior. Angela Kumler, 6'3" junior. 5'11" junior Olivia Abrams, and Hannah DiMatteo, a 6'1" sophomore. Great size among a couple of those players there with Kumler and DiMatteo.
Yeah, and Abrams is 5'11", so this is a very big John Glenn girls team.
You imagine, yes, they would certainly be pounding it inside a little bit. Bobcats have the pep band in the house, and I believe they're prepared to do the national anthem, so we'll join them for the playing and Mike singing of the national anthem.
I don't think so, but I'm glad the band is here. That gives you somewhat of normalcy, and just to even see the social distancing here during the national anthem, that's something new to me.
Our behavior should be positive, respectful, and encouraging to everyone in the game. Failure to be an example of these athletic practices and/or ejection from an athletic contest may result in loss of privilege to attend future athletic events. In accordance with return to play guidelines established by local, state, and federal health officials, all spectators are asked to abide by the following requirements. Stay at home if you are sick or running a fever. Avoid close contact, and when possible, maintain a distance of 6 feet from other spectators. Wear a face covering unless you have a medical condition that would prevent you from doing so. We thank you in advance for your cooperation and want everyone in attendance to stay safe and healthy. Failure to follow these requirements may result in you being asked to leave the facility. We live in a great country with freedoms like no other. To honor America and respect for all who have served, you're invited to stand and sing our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Band and our national anthem. Very good job. I guess they've been practicing.
They sound really good, Bill, and I would have to agree with you. On tune tonight.
Yeah, Timmy Harvey, the director of the band there, keeping them playing. And so let's take a look here once again as we kind of break down the starting lineups as the Bobcats, the youngsters, if you will, and certainly going to be maybe a little bit out I don't know if I'd say outmanned, certainly size-wise. And so when you start thinking strategy-wise, you're coaching, John Glenn, with all that size, you've got to be thinking attacking the basket.
Yeah, and not only size, but you get that length on defense, and you start tipping passes, and you stretch your arms out. And instead of it just makes you that much bigger, you can cover the entire half of the floor just with your length. So it looks like Cambridge may have some trouble dealing with that length of John Glenn.
So let me put you in the other huddle then. Now you've got to defend big size, and you can't match up. What are you going to do to try to eliminate the advantages as much as possible of the size of Lady Mustangs?
Well, you would think speed it up a little bit, make them handle the ball, probably add some type of pressure. That always tries, you always try to fight your size with speed, the speed with size. So it's probably what we're going to see tonight, something of a speed / against size battle between these two rivals.
It is Gene Ford Court. Started tonight's game, and they had, of course, the Gene Ford Tip-Off Classic this past weekend honoring Coach Ford. Gary Sigmund, a former player of Coach Ford's, sporting the sweater vest tonight. But at the same time, as you said, I remember pretty vividly a quote of Coach Ford playing at the state tournament one year, and he was playing against one of those Columbus teams or Dayton teams or whatever, and they had 6'6", 6'8". He said, He said, quick gets tired, big don't get small.
And that's a very good quote. Well, ain't that something?
Yeah, well, ain't that something?
And that quote is on the wall. I
It
see.
sure
That's a new
is.
sign. A little quote from Coach Ford. Well, ain't that something?
So Kumler's going to jump center for the Lady Muskies. Linscott for the Bobcats. Kumler at 6'3". Linscott about 5'11", and the Muskies will win that one. And Kumler will step back and handle the ball out on top. Cats open up. Looks like a little zone action, right?
It's like a little 2-3 matchup zone.
Kind of extended out on top as the Muskies work the edges. Inside feed, back out on top. Olivia Abrams shot off the mark. And Linscott with the rebound, but quickly tied up by Kumler, but it will be Bobcat ball. And the Muskies are going to pick up full court.
Man-to-man, full court pressure.
King for the Cats and Kumler. King quick, good bit shorter than Kumler, and the Muskies will stay man. And Kumler with the steal of the pass in the corner leads the fast break the other way. Abrams, ball knocked out of her hand. It will stay Muskie ball on the baseline, and Kumler again on the trigger. She just does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, 6'3" out there playing the point guard, gets her hands on that. Pretty athletic for a 6'3" junior.
Looking, still looking, finally in underneath and stolen away by the Cats. Zakiah Gibson with the loose ball and then tapped out of the hands of the Cats. Here comes Kumler. She'll take it coast to coast, lay it up and in.
Wow. Saw something right there, Bill. She looks
a lot of
really,
athleticism to thread defenders and control herself going up. Muskies lead at 2-0 and a turnover charge to the Bobcats in the backcourt.
And that's Cambridge's third turnover in the first 53 seconds.
Yeah, as you said, that you're going to have to be able to control the tempo, but it doesn't look like right now that the Lady Muskies are afraid to run a little bit.
No, they want to get it up and down too. Just pick up the pace.
Pound inside, trying to skip it back out on top. Shire 3 ball, right side. Bounces 2-3 and almost in. No good. Rebound, loose on the floor. And kept alive by the Lady Muskies. Shire, second one. This just inside the arc. That one no good. And finally controlled by the Bobcat. Braxton King. She'll push it up the floor, take it all the way to the hoop, put up the runner. That one off the mark as Kumler challenged her. Linscott kept it alive, but eventually it will be the Muskies coming out of there. Rachel Minert controlled it, hands it off Kumler, and she'll slow it down. 6:20 left here in the opening period, 2-0 Muskies. Bobcats trying to force Kumler to her left. Krupar and King out on top, and King comes up with the steal. She has the run out, lays it up, and we are tied 2-2. Braxton King showing her quickness and athleticism.
Right now, a lot of turnovers in this first couple minutes of play by both teams.
Cats with a little trap here at half court. And with her size, Kumler didn't have any trouble throwing it over the top of the defense there.
That also helps, too, when breaking a press, having some size to throw over top.
Trying to feed it down into the post. And knocked away. Touched last by, I believe, DiMatteo, and it will go back to the Bobcats. Oh, yeah, a lot of turnovers.
3 for each side right now.
And we are tied 2 apiece. As the Muskies pick up a little half-court trap. King recognizes, gets it to the corner, tried to feed it down low. That's a good attack by the Cats. Just couldn't execute that bounce pass. And Gebhardt on the trigger in the corner. Has to go out on top. Krupar to Gibson. Little fake left. She'll take the lane. Down the lane. Puts up the scoop shot. No good. Linscott kept it alive. Krupar feeds it back. King. Deep 3 ball. Front rim. And then knocked out of bounds. Touched last by the Cats. It will be Muskie ball. Cats got a couple pretty good looks here.
They did. They got some really good looks. And I forgot how hard it was to adjust from football statistics to basketball statistics. Still knocking the rust off here a little bit, Bill.
Kumler up the court ahead. Shire down low. DiMatteo to the hoop. That one a little strong, but controlled by the Muskies on the weak side. Minert swinging it back around, feeding it back into the post. And DiMatteo had that one partially deflected on the way up. Cats on the run out, couldn't get it. Stolen by Kumler. She'll go 1-on-3 and draw contact. Boy, no hesitation for her to attack three defenders, and she gets bailed out with a foul call. And that one on Braxton King is her first. And substitutions both ways.
So Chelsea Southerton coming in, freshman for John Glenn.
Bobcats make a sub as well. Nevaeh Smith, a sophomore. Kumler out on top, off the left-hand dribble, brought the defense to her, fed it inside, had it knocked away, picked it back up, and then tried to feed it inside out, and I believe they'll say Cats might have got a hand on that one. So it stays John Glenn ball with 4:28 to go. Still 2 apiece as Lynn Scott will circulate back in. The Cats into a little bit of a rotation here. Gibson getting a quick break. Get 20 seconds and that's it.
That's about how long Kenzie Linscott was out.
Lob down low. Minor trying to feed it across. Tapped right back at her. Tie up. And this one will go back to the Muskies, or stay with them, I should say.
Our second tie up here early in the game.
4:19 left in the period. Still 2 apiece. And Kumler on the trigger again. Feeds it down to the corner. Gets it right back. Uses the left hand to finish. And Angela Kumler, two baskets. And she leads the Bobcats 4-2.
Kumler took the ball out of bounds, stepped right in, posted up, had an easy left-hand layup.
Yeah. She handles the ball well and posts up pretty good there. Cats on the attack. Gebhardt kicks it inside out. 3 ball by Lynn Scott. Off the mark, but the Cats will chase it down and a foul. Good hustle play that time by Smith, and the foul on the Lady Muskies.
Cambridge with,
and that'll be on Minder.
3 offensive rebounds early here in the game.
Kick it into the backcourt. Under 4 to play. 4-2. John Glenn.
The 1-3-1 set up here for the
switched it up a lot. The stop and pop by Krupar off the mark, tapped out of bounds, and it will go to the Muskies. Cats are getting some looks, and you know, in some of those instances, you could just see Cambridge is maybe a step quicker,
right,
to get that shot up. But right now, haven't found the range on a few of those.
Just 1 of 6 to start the game.
Minor feeds it back out on top, and now Kumler will kind of set the offense again. Feed down low in the paint. And Southerton finishes.
Once again,
the Lady Muskies.
Once again, another good entry pass there for John Glenn. John Glenn makes 3 of their first 8 shots here so far.
6-2. Right side. Gebhardt, nice ball fake, and took it baseline. And now to the foul line.
Gebhardt did get Kumler to go for the ball fake, goes in, she'll be shooting 2.
6'3", how can you not be going for the block, right?
Right, exactly.
That'll be, actually they called it on Olivia Abrams. 32, and Gebhardt unable to connect on foul shot number 1. 3:10 left in the opening period here on YRP TV. Bill Kafuri, Mike Snively as Gebhardt's second free throw all net. And the Cats will rotate yet again.
A lot of substitutions here early. And you just wonder, too, Bill, with the COVID and everything, how in shape are both teams?
Gibson checks back in. Cats trap. Kumler trying to throw it over the top. And touch last again. I think Cats got it. McKenzie. Lynn Scott back here playing center field, knocked it out of bounds. It will stay Muskies ball, and again rotate. And I think Gebhardt went out, got a drink, now back in. As Smith will take a seat, and Kumler will trigger it down low, kicked away, and will reset.
Trying to get it in there to the Southerton.
Well, and then probably pop right back out and get it right back.
Yeah.
Got it out on the corner there. Abrams off the dribble, right down the lane, kicked it inside out. Here's the open 3. That one's off the mark. And the long rebound comes to the Bobcats. Jenna Murray across the timeline, picked up by Gebhardt. 6'3". Muskies, King, 3 from the corner. Cha-ching. Braxton King for 3. And we're tied 6 apiece.
Cambridge going to apply a little half-court trap here.
And Linscott had it. Boy, she looked at the basket as soon as she caught it and then mishandled it and lost it. She was heading for the hoop. Huskies back on the attack, continue to try to pound it inside. Cats will double down. Skip pass across to Abrams. Now Kumler. Abrams in the 5-second call. Good defense that time as Gebhardt just came out and, didn't slap away at the ball, but just held her position.
John Glenn kind of just lost track of time there. And
as soon as Abrams turned her back to the basket and the clock, she kind of lost track of how long she had it.
Yes.
2 minutes left here in the opening quarter, tied at 6. Muskie is back in that zone. Gebhardt trying to feed it inside to Linscott, tapped away by Abrams, and Gebhardt with yet another steal. Kumler over her back, and that's going to send Cameron Gebhardt back to the line again. So the Cats in attack mode all night so far.
Well, one thing I've noticed about Cambridge is even after a turnover, when they turn the ball over, they're kind of back in like a little press trying to get the ball back. And it's happened twice for them so far tonight.
And Gebhardt rims this one in and out. 6-6 with 1:50 left. And Cameron trying to give the Bobcats their first lead of the night. Puts it up and can't get it to go. Kumler rebound. Will push it up the floor. Top of the key, has it tipped away and off of her own foot and out of bounds back to the Bobcats. Boy, she pushes it hard.
She does.
Sometimes even when the numbers aren't in her favor.
Right. And as a result, we have 5 turnovers for each team. 10 total turnovers here in the first quarter.
King, right side to Murray. Back to King in the corner. Feeds it down low. Gibson can't get that one. Gebhardt there for the weak side cleanup. And Cameron Gebhardt gives the Bobcats an 8-6 lead.
The smaller Bobcats hitting the offensive glass hard. 4 offensive rebounds here in the first quarter.
Kumler over the top and into the half court. Thompson Inman down the lane and a whistle. And we have a foul.
They're going to call it, looks like, on DiMatteo.
I think so. As the ball got loose and she went after, she's in a bit of disbelief about that call, but nonetheless.
Looks like her right shoulder. She's in a little pain.
I'm
right
still
now.
waiting for the time where the official stops playing. Said, you know what? You're right. Come on back. That hasn't happened yet. A minute left here. Cats with the lead in the ball. A little double stack. I mean, can you imagine that against the man-to-man? Cats run a little double stack. I asked Gary Sigmund before the game. I said, do you have the double stack? I said, I know you ran it. He said, it might be in the playbook. Yeah.
And here come the Cats doing it.
And Kumler will come out against King. Quickness on size there. And King will use her quickness to dribble away from Kumler, take that high pick into the corner and kick it back out. Cats have run off about 30 seconds here so far, trying to get the last shot.
They'd be happy getting the last shot.
Knocked away and touched last by the Cats as the Cats cannot handle that pressure up top. Trying to get the final shot plus have the arrow for the second period. But you can be guaranteed Cats will pick up some pressure here, though. 21 seconds left. Into Kumler. And up ahead, Thompson Inman across the timeline. Gibson forces her baseline and steals it away. 12 seconds left. Here comes Gibson for the Cats up the right side. Stops, kicks it out. King, wide open look at a three. Off the back of the rim. And with 3 seconds left, the Muskies get the bonus basket. Kumler, she raced it to half court, threw it at the basket, got the bounce and the 3 ball. And Angela Kumler, it looked like the Muskies were going to head to period number 2 with a deficit, and she said, not so fast, my friend.
Did she call bank, though?
I don't know if she called the bank, but she got the bank, and Kumler in the period end up with 7. Southerton with 2, and there are your 9 Muskie points for the Cats with 8. Braxton King ended up with 5, and Cameron Gebhardt with 3. So that kind of sums up the first period of play there. A flourish at the end as The Cats had some good looks, knocked a few of them down, but the miracle shot of the night so far.
Yeah. Stepped right across half court.
Similar. I'm
Pretty
impressed.
good form.
I'm impressed not only with her shooting, but her ball handling. At 6'3", you tend to not think of somebody 6'3" as having that kind of ability to handle it all over the floor. I mean, she's bringing it up the floor against pressure and weaving in and out of people pretty well.
And she posts up, and then she showed athleticism on her first basket, and then right there what she did making that ball from half court. She's certainly a college prospect.
And just a junior.
Just a junior, being 6'3" and can do what she can do.
I believe she has an older brother that was quite the basketball player.
Yeah, played at John Glenn there for a year and went on to like a prep school, I believe, after that.
Cats with the second quarter possession to begin things here. Lynn Scott, left side, finds Gibson wide open, spots for three, touching. Zakiya Gibson gets the Cats started with the long three. And they retake the lead, 11-9. Boy, Cats making the big girls run back and forth across the floor here.
Cambridge keeps extending that pressure further and further.
Minor has it slapped away, and the Cats come up with another loose ball. 11-9, Cambridge. King up the left side into a double team, tapped out of her hands, and Cambridge gives it right back. So one thing, if you penetrate too far, and you're going to be looking up at somebody about 6'2".
Both these teams want to clean up the turnovers.
Minor back out on top. Kumler, left side. Into the corner. Abrams. Back out Shire. As the Muskies working the perimeter here. With all this size, you'd like to see him probably pound it in a little bit, but run a little motion on the outside, making the Cats work defensively.
Yeah, 5-out motion right now from the Muskies.
DiMatteo trying to get it down low to Kumler. Knocked away and touched last by the Muskies. Back to the Bobcats.
And you make a good point. With all the size they do have, running 5 out, maybe they would want to take care or take advantage of their size.
Yeah, they're running a lot of different things here early. Gebhardt, back out Gibson, off the attack from the foul line, knocked it down. Zakiya Gibson, a couple of buckets here to start the second period to extend Cambridge's lead, 13-9.
Zakiya, really good form on that jump shot.
Pass over the top, down low, Shire. And Lynn Scott gave up position inside and then tried to come over the top and block it and picks up her first foul of the night. Cambridge's second as a team.
Shire, one of 2 seniors on this Muskie roster.
She will get 2 free throws, and the first one off the mark. Number 2 coming up here, and the Cats will sub in. Lynn Scott will get, as we know, probably a quick breather as Nevaeh Smith checks back in. And the second free throw off the mark, tapped around, loose ball on the floor. Body is down after it, and a tie up. Stays with John Glenn. And DiMatteo got down on it, covered it up like a fumble.
Right, Matteo's been all over the floor. She's hustling.
And she's 6'1" and doesn't hesitate to go down there.
She gets on the floor.
That's a Gary Sigmund trait there. Put some skin on the gym. Feed inside Kumler, trying to feed it down lower. The ball knocked away there, and we're going to get a travel call. Shire went down after it, had enough control of it to roll over and turn it over.
I thought official Donnie Hines did a good job of explaining that. Hey, you rolled over with the ball. That's a travel, and that's exactly word for word.
Usually you don't get that kind of explanation, just a whistle. Trap at half court. Up ahead, Gibson. Spins away from pressure, kicks it out. King, 3 ball on the way, short of the mark. Rebound Cats, and trying to get it back up there was Krupar, and they'll say knocked out of her hand. Actually touched last player. I thought Cats might get a foul call out of that, but Krupar on the hustle play. She'll get a quick break. Lynn Scott will check back in. Gibson will get a rest here as well as the Cats get Jenna Murray back in. That top 7 or 8 for Cambridge is, you're going to get 20 seconds in, 20 seconds out.
Cambridge running this 3/4 court diamond that's been given, diamond press that's been given the Muskies all kind of fits.
Abrams trying to get it across half court, and Coach Sigmund said, you know what? Let me talk about this a little bit. I'll get my players over here and figure this out. And I think it's a good timeout for him because, they're just a little bit out of sorts here in how they're attacking the basket. and give them a chance to not only, as you said, take a look at that
Yes.
pressure that we're facing, and because they get it past the pressure, then they're attacking the basket.
Right, and both coaches have been doing a very good job of mixing things up, confusing the other team, so to speak. And but this three-quarter court diamond press that Cambridge has thrown at John Glenn has really sped them up at a pace that they do not feel comfortable playing at right now. And I think that's why Coach Sigmund called that timeout.
Well, you expect stuff like that from the wily veteran Dan Linscott, right?
Yeah.
You expect him to reach into that bag of
Right.
defenses and plays and say, let's pull this out.
Absolutely you do.
Out of the timeout, Muskies. 3-ball from the corner. That one off the mark by Abrams, pulled down by King, and she'll push it up the floor, up ahead. Smith to the hoop, can't get it to go, and the Muskies will clear it out of there. DeMatteo up ahead, Kumler coast to coast, got it down to the baseline, kicked it back out on top. Shire wide open look at a three, can't get it to go, rebound by the Muskies again. He'll kick it out again. Kumler with the 3-ball, bingo!
I believe she in double digits now.
That's her second three. That was a little closer than the last one, and yes, she has 10 of the Muskies' 12. That was that good inside-out pass where you step right into it.
Yes, and she's doing a you can tell right now that she's a player.
Gebhardt over to Smith, not there. Braxton King hustling in there and getting the rebound. And Cambridge is just, right now, their speed is getting to every loose ball just a little bit quicker.
Braxton King all over the floor right now.
Muskies with a couple of subs here. Kenzie Wilson checking in. Thompson Inman back in. Zakiya Gibson back in for the Bobcats. Gebhardt. And she'll take it out of bounds. Baseline right side looking. Nobody there. Finally has to go into the backcourt. And she does to Jenna Murray, who will chase it down. Up ahead now to King. 4:40 left in the half. Cats lead it by 1. Left side. Gibson looked at the three. Then attacked the basket on a little hesitation move. And the rebound comes right back out to the Bobcats. King back down to Gibson. And she'll put it up and in. Gibson 7 in the period. All of her points tonight to extend the Cats lead up to 3. And Cambridge with more full court pressure and another turnover. Down the lane, Smith with the runner. And that one a little bit too hard, and Matteo again with the rebound. And Cambridge continued. I tell you what, as you said earlier, even when it is a breakout, the Bobcats continue to pressure the ball.
Chase. They chase behind, and they've been doing a fantastic job of doing it. They never give up on the play. A very gritty group of Cambridge Lady Bobcats here.
4:10 left here so far in the first half. Substitutions here both ways real quick. Braxton King gets a quick break. I guarantee it won't be long. As Kumler on the trigger on the far sideline gets it in. DeMatteo back out. Inman Thompson looking down low. Finds Kumler and she traveled out on top, and that will be yet another JG turnover.
Inman Thompson saw Kumler coming open on the block and kind of lost control of the ball, which caused the travel.
15-12, Cats with the ball in the lead. John Glenn man-to-man this time down. They've switched up their half-court defense a lot. Cats recognize it. Gibson, left side. Back out on top. On the attack, Murray with the floater, no good. Kumler with the rebound, and she will push it immediately. 1-on-3, pull it back out. Top of the key. Shire down low to DeMatteo, and they'll call the foul before the bucket.
And that was a good foul by Kenzie Linscott because DeMatteo had an easy two-pointer.
Yeah, she did. They immediately went from the wing to the corner, boom, into the post.
Good ball movement by the Muskies. We've seen all kind of different sets on these out-of-bounds plays from both teams.
Kylan Barr checks in as they lob it in to DeMatteo out on top. And Coomer, nice backdoor cut. Tried to feed it across, and I think we'll get another foul. As Kenzie Wilson was on that weak side, and she'll pick up a foul, I think, from Krupar. It's the fourth foul on the Bobcats. Inbound. And Shire had it, and another reach in.
And that time they're going to get King on the reach
Yeah,
in.
that's her second. Cats don't want to lose her. She's kind of that straw that stirs the drink a little bit, handling the ball and distributing a little bit. In the corner, DiMatteo out. Then here comes Kumler. She'll take it and attack, trying to feed it in. And stolen away by King. It's the Bobcat. When that ball hits the floor, Cambridge is going to be right down there with it.
Yes, they're getting it right now.
King will attack inside. Lynn Scott, a little fade away from 10. Got it to go. Kind of backed away from the bigger players inside, and Lynn Scott hits her first bucket of the night. Cass' biggest lead at 5, and King comes up with another loose ball. Bobcats forcing lots of turnovers here. And you said, you got to spread the big team out and make them play a full court game. And
they are using their speed, and that's 14 turnovers already in the first half.
Gebhardt on the attack there, and got to reach in, and I think that might be on Kumler. If it is, it's her second, and indeed it is. So Kumler with 2. Let's see if she's going to sit. Nope.
Maybe.
At least not on that substitution.
Minor's going to check in for the Muskies, and
Minor
Abrams
comes in. Abrams comes back in, and
Southerden's back in.
Southerden for DiMatteo, but no. Angela Kumler is going to stay in there. And, Coach, you just play a little smarter, right?
Just got to stay away from that third foul here in the first
Gebhardt
half.
in the corner to Lynn Scott. Try to get it back to Gebhardt, knocked out of bounds. Good hustle play that time by Shire. So 2:40 left. Cats will get it back here. Back to Lynn Scott again in the corner. Has to dribble her way out to King. Cats on top by 5. Gibson will fake left, right, kicks it to the corner. Shot rejected as Kumler got there quickly, and Kupar's shot didn't get very far.
No, first block shot there by the Muskies. Both teams with one block shot. Good close out there by Kumler.
Gebhardt again in the corner, finds Gibson. 2.5 left here in the opening half. 17-12.
Both teams settled down in the half-court set.
Working against the man-to-man. Cats with good movement here. Right side. Krupar nearly gave it up, and she did. Kumler saw it out there, went after it, takes it coast to coast, and could not finish on the play. Krupar trailing will pick up the foul, her second, and Kumler will shoot 2. The only thing that Angela Kumler tonight hasn't done is shoot free throws, and she'll get there now. And it is up and good.
Tell you one thing, you don't want to be dribbling right in front of her face because she will take it away
She
from
snatched it. You get it out there away from your body and didn't protect it. 17, 13, and 14 with both of those hitting nothing but net. Kumler will get I imagine, a quick respite here as Emma Dolan checks in. 5'9" freshman. So Coach Sigmund's got just about everybody in the ball game here at one time or another, giving everybody a look to try it out. Gebhardt on the attack. Left hand, nice move by Cameron Gebhardt. Her first bucket of the period. She's got 5, and it's 19-14, and the pass over the top by the Muskies thrown away again. And the Muskies trying to do the right thing and attack that press, but they're not
struggling. They're struggling big time.
Not getting it in the middle.
No. They're attacking it up the side, which is fine, but you just got to make really precise passes when you go over the top.
Gibson, top of the key, on the floor, stopped, kicked it back out. Gebhardt, wide open from 15. She has got the touch tonight.
2 good baskets in a row for Gebhardt.
She got the hometown bounce that time. 21-14 Cambridge with their biggest lead of the night. Trappinell on top. Chased down in the corner by Abram. Back to Kumler. Right side. Shire passed up the 3. Kumler won't. She'll take it. That one touching. Nice soft touch for the junior. Her third 3 of the night.
And here's an interesting statistic. John Glenn's only shot it 14 times tonight. Cambridge has 23 shots up, but that could be the fact that John Glenn has 15 turnovers.
Yeah, John Glenn 6 of 14 though. Not shooting too bad.
Not shooting bad, no.
Just got to get it up before they turn it over.
Exactly.
Trap out on top. Gibson, or check that. Gebhardt over the top. Krupar to King. Looks down low. Nobody there. Takes it off the dribble, trying to skip it across. And tapped out of bounds. Well, I thought touched by Shire, but the officials disagree.
And they're going to do offense and defense with Kumler. They're going to bring her in on offensive possessions and keep her out on defense to keep her away from that third foul.
57 seconds left here in the first half, 21-17 Cambridge. And Kumler will take the inbounds and face some pressure. Push it up the left side, just man-to-man this time, beating everybody down. Kicks it back out, Shire for the three. No, and a rebound stick back. That's off the mark inside by Minor. Tap back up. And then chased down in the corner, a couple of bodies on the floor, and see which way it goes. It will go to the Buckeyes, actually. Yeah, the Buckeyes, where
Buckeyes.
are they at tonight? The Buckeyes? I need a timeout. I need a timeout.
You've been doing a lot of games lately.
I have. I had 3 quick ones over the weekend here in the Classic. Yeah, the Cats will have it. 41 ticks left. They have the arrow and the ball and the lead. And we saw them in the first half the first quarter try to hold this ball till the end of the period. Would they do that here?
I would think so if John Glenn doesn't come out of this zone. They can just pass it back and forth.
Gebhardt and King out on top. Just passed it back and forth down to about the 20-second mark. Now they'll come out and attack a little bit more.
And it will be Cambridge ball to start the second half.
King off the dribble. Back to Gebhardt with 10 seconds left. Pulls up on the right side. Looked like she was going to pull up. Instead, a little hesitation. Takes it right to the hoop, lays it up and in. Cameron Gebhardt extending the Bobcat lead here at halftime. 23-17. So Cambridge. Pressure defense. Attack in the basket. And as he hit the halftime mark, the Bobcats with maybe a little bit of a surprising lead. You tend to think, especially watching Kumler handle the ball and so forth, you thought that the Muskies might be able to control the game if it got into a half-court kind of tempo. But Cambridge hasn't let that happen.
No, and Gebhardt and Gibson, they're really providing a big spark there in that second quarter scoring. And they've got a lot of momentum going into the locker room right now, the Lady Cats.
Yeah, Cats outscoring John Glenn in that second period 15-8. And a big period. Cameron Gebhardt with 6 in the period. She's got 9 in the first half. Zakiah Gibson, 7 in the period. All of her points in this first half coming in that second period. Started off with a 3-ball. Braxton King got off to a pretty good start tonight. 5 in the first period. She'll have 5 at halftime. And Lynn Scott with 2 points. Cats have only been to the line, had 4 free throw attempts in that first half. 1 of 4. Lady Muskies on the other end. Been to the foul line 4 times. I've got them 2 of 4. 3 threes for the team, and all of those going to Kumler. The one, the half-court shot at the end of the period that banked in, but Angela Kumler here at halftime has 15.
15 of the 17.
15 of the 17. Southerton with the other 2. And, one of the things we talked about in the pregame was a little bit about whether or not you want good guard play or good big person play. And right now, the Bobcats kind of proving that, having athletic guards who can handle the ball, shoot it, and put pressure on has been an advantage. Kumler, on the other hand, is like having that athletic guard big person.
Yes, and she's every bit of 6'3" too. But here's the name of the game right now. We played 16 minutes, Bill, and John Glenn girls have 16 turnovers. So when you're averaging averaging a turnover per minute, that's not a good sign. They've only got 16 shots up, and they've got 16 turnovers. So you would like to get about a shot up a minute, and they did do that, but you do not want to turn it over 16 times. So, and you got to give credit to the Cambridge defense. Coach Lynn Scott's mixed it up, and he substituted offense for defense and getting girls quick blows, but they're all over the place right now and making up the size with their speed so far.
Yeah, both teams have changed defenses up. Both teams have changed their half-court look. They've gone to some half-court trap, picked up full court a little bit, but a lot of different things there to make everybody, to make the guards kind of pay attention to what's happening, whether you got to throw it, whether you got to dribble it.
Right.
And the Muskies have not handled the full court pressure from the Cats very well. And I wonder if that is to, just a lack of an experienced ball handler and a guard. Kumler has had to do it all here in the first half.
Right, and I think it has everything to do with that. And I would expect Cambridge to continue to pick up full court and continue to play zone. We did see a couple of times where they did get stuck playing man, and John Glenn was able to get easy baskets to Kumler underneath the basket. But I do have a couple quick statistics here, Bill, for the first half. Quick math here. John Glenn, as I said earlier, they shot it 16 times. They were 6 of 16 from the field. Cambridge, they were 9 of 24 from the field. In the rebounding category, John Glenn had 15 rebounds, and 5 of those were offensive, and they also had a block shot. Cambridge had a block shot, and they had 12 rebounds and 6 offensive. So John Glenn out-rebounded the Cats by 3, but on the offensive boards, Cambridge had 6, John Glenn had 5. As I stated earlier, the big category statistic was the John Glenn turnovers. They had 16 turnovers in that first half, and Cambridge had 10 turnovers. Cambridge had 7 in the first quarter and knocked it down to 3 in the second quarter. John Glenn, 2 of 4 from the line. The Cats, 1 of 4 from the line. And John Glenn led this game 9-8, but the Cats went on you got to do the math here quick. No commercials. Got me doing some quick math in my head. Let's see. They went up. Okay, they went on a
run.
A bunch run. John Glenn led by 1 after 1, and Cambridge now leads by 6. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Don't want to do
the
that.
Cats did go on a run there. They went from a couple of points up at one point, 23-17 at halftime, but I think their biggest lead was 7.
Yeah, they did get up to 7 at one point.
Controlling things a little bit there. So little X's and O's going on probably in the locker room a little bit. And of course, I think if you're Coach Sigmund, you're telling your team, let's
take care of the ball.
Take care of the ball.
Yeah, got to take care of the ball. I would rather take bad shots than turn it over.
Yeah.
At least you got a chance.
Got a shot.
Yeah.
16 at halftime is, every other possession you're giving away.
Right.
And the Cats have shot well enough to make them pay for a lot of those.
Yeah, Cambridge shot at 9 of 24, not too bad, but they went in spurts. And as I said earlier, you had Gibson come in and hit 2 in a row, a couple of jumpers in a row, and then you had Gebhardt come in here, made 2 or 3 in a row there, and got the hot hand and got the Bobcats into this 6-point lead here.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Cambridge's quickness and how well they've attacked the basket off the dribble. And again, that's been the difference because John Glenn's size, while you think might be intimidating, if you can't keep up with the person that you're guarding,
right,
they're going to get open and make a lay-in. And that's Gebhardt's done that a couple of times. Gibson's done it a couple of times. King pulled up and knocked the 3 down. That did Gibson.
And Cambridge is driving with a purpose. They're getting in there and they're getting good looks. If they do not have a shot, they kick it back out and try it again. Right now, John Glenn's driving, trying to get to the paint, but there's nothing there right now, and that's a lot to do with Cambridge collapsing their defense and helping with their help defense.
Lady Bobcats in and out of the locker room. Apparently, Coach Linscott said, "You know what we're doing is working. Let's just keep doing it."
Yeah, keep it going and get some more shots up.
So they'll get out here quickly and chance to loosen up, warm up a little bit for the second half scoring again for the Bobcats in that first half. Gebhardt with 9, Gibson with 7, King with 5, and 2 for Linscott. Nobody in really any serious foul trouble for either team. Braxton King with 2 for the Lady Cats. Krupar has 2 as well. Kumler with 2, and she is the only Muskie with 2. But you would have to be concerned if she gets in foul trouble. Who's going to step up and be the point guard leader?
And I think that's exactly what Coach Sigmund was doing there at the end of the half, was just going offense and defense and getting Kumler off of the floor on defensive situations and getting her right back on the floor as soon as John Lem took over on the offensive end. So
Lady Muskies, they're heading out to get a little warm up in to start the second half as well.
We had a 12-minute warm-up tonight, Bill, and now we have a 10-minute halftime. About the end,
you don't get a break at all.
No, but the 12-minute warm-up is different this year,
Yeah.
I noticed. And I wonder if that has to do with COVID rules, regulations this year. I remember it used to be a 20-minute warm-up. That was years ago. And then they knocked it down 15, and now it's a 12-minute warm-up. And I know they knocked halftime down in football season until 10. I believe it was 10. So, but they did not knock the halftime down here for the basketball.
Yeah, I only need, give me 30 seconds and I'm loose and warm. As good as it's going to get it. Any more than that, and
you
then
might hurt yourself.
Well, then the fatigue hits. So I got a good 30 seconds, and then beyond that, it's all downhill.
I'm probably with you. On that one.
Well, you got your miles in today.
I did get a few in on the treadmill, but you don't want to know what I ate before I got on that treadmill.
I'm still trying to finish up all that turkey from Thanksgiving.
Yep. I'll tell you what, Susan did a really nice job tonight of taking the excess turkey, the excess stuffing, and found some cream of chicken soup and just threw that on there and put it in the oven.
Great idea.
It was a fantastic idea.
I've had a little bit of everything. The turkey and a turkey sandwich, and turkey salad, and then turkey in the salad, and then
corn on top of mashed potatoes,
little barbecue turkey, and
I put sriracha on the turkey.
Oh boy,
it was really good. Clean them sinuses up real quick. Real quick.
Might need that tomorrow. We may head outside tonight and have to scrape off the windshield.
As many times as I say and text sriracha to somebody, I can never spell it correctly. And it always comes up Sri Lanka or something like that.
Autocorrect will hit you there. Halftime winding down here from Coach Ford Court as the Lady Cats will start the third period with the ball and a 23-17 lead over the Lady Muskies. Starters back on the floor both ways for the Cats. That's Lynn Scott, Gebhardt, King, Krupar, and Gibson. For the Lady Muskies, Minor, Shire, Kumler, Abrams, and DiMatteo. King out on top, defense again. Right up on her, to the corner, Krupar back to King. Down low, Lynn Scott, and snuck in behind the defense. Nice pass from King, and Kinsey finishes 25-17, biggest lead for the Lady Cats tonight.
That's exactly what Coach Lynn Scott wanted coming out of that halftime locker room.
Cats, a little matchup here. Pass down low, DiMatteo. Chase down the loose ball, back out, Kumler's three. In and out, no good. Rebound, battle, and the tie-up is going to give it back to the Lady Muskies, and Kumler will trigger it in baseline right side. Got it in. We'll get it right back on the low block. Kick it across, and DiMatteo will finish. Nice play by the Lady Muskies on that inbound.
That's about as good as you can play in the post.
Cats facing full court pressure. King handles that. Pushes it up ahead. Krupar down low. Try to get it to Lynn Scott. She'll kick it inside out. Gebhardt, she'll attack. Short of the mark. Knocked out of bounds, and
I believe DiMatteo may have got a piece of that ball from Gebhardt.
Might have. Gebhardt had the wide open look at the three, but also saw somebody flying out at her she could go past. 7-minute mark. Let's make the clock start working. The clock is stopped. At least the one I'm looking at is.
The one I'm looking at, too. They may want to check the clock.
Now it's working. Tom Hannon has got a little tryptophan action going on down there on the clock.
Poor Tom.
Yeah.
It looked like Coomerlaw almost kind of looked at the clock, too, and just kind of paused and waited.
25-19.
It's working now.
Cats and King again, another steal. she just anticipates so well. Back up ahead. Gebhardt off the dribble. Baseline. Knocked out of her hand, and it will stay Cambridge ball. Kumler got a piece of that one. There's 5 players for the John Glenn that, I think you better pay attention to which one you're going to go against, because Kumler's got quick hands as well as good size.
Right.
You don't want to get stuck with her
No.
in front of you in the basket. Gebhardt inbounds it to King. She'll take it to the corner, look for the post feed, not there, and then back out on top. That'll be an over and back on the Bobcats. One of the few turnovers we've seen them have.
Just the first in this half. That would be the 11th in the game for Cambridge. 17 for John Glenn right now.
6:38. Bobcats with the lead, 25-19.
Bobcats staying in that zone.
Aaliyah Musselman into the game for the Muskies. Top of the key, feed down low, trying to get it to DiMatteo. And again, Braxton King. You get in the post, she's doubling down, and
Yep.
you're going to have to be strong with the ball.
Great anticipation.
Gebhardt. Cats lead it by 6. Back to King. Pulling the Muskies away, looking for the backdoor cut a little bit. Gibson pulls Musselman out, left side, back around the corner. Krupar looking for the cutter, nobody there. Now King, good patience by the Cats. Linscott wouldn't take the 16-footer, but King, the 3, and off the mark, no good. And Krupar a little bit aggressive there, going after the ball, and she'll pick up her 3rd.
5th rebound for Kumler on the evening.
Riley Krupar will sit down with 3. And Jenna Murray checks in. Cambridge a little more full court pressure. 2-1-2 here as Kumler beats it off the dribble up ahead. DiMatteo to Shire. She'll take it in. Left-hand runner, no good. Got her own rebound. Back out on top, Kumler. She'll attack. Lift left-hand scoop. Nearly got it to go.
Almost got that.
And Braxton King with the rebound. Threw it away. And a foul upcoming on the Lady Cats. And Gibson, her first.
A lot of out underneath basketball plays tonight for both teams.
Shire, 3-ball, cha-ching. Nice inbound play there. And Abby Shire, her first 3 of the night, and a turnover by the Cats. Give it right back. So a little momentum building. Okay. And Coach Linscott senses that as well, and he'll take the timeout. Good timeout for the Cats. Just their first of the night. With 5:08 left here in the third, 25-22. John Glenn has hit a couple of field goals here, picked up a couple of steals, and in the first 3 minutes, the Cats could only get 1 bucket.
And both times, Cambridge made some really quick passes that they did not need to make at the time, which caused turnovers, and John Glenn's right back in this thing. I think this thing's going to probably go deep into the fourth quarter.
So 5:08 remains here in the third. Yeah, at this point, you can kind of see there's going to be an ebb and flow a little bit, and and I think the Lady Muskies have calmed down a little bit. They're not maybe attacking as helter-skelter as they were earlier tonight. Seeing the floor better, the game's slowing down a little bit.
Momentum's huge in high school, well, in any sport for that matter, and it does feel
Except
like
golf.
John Glenn. Yeah. Well, golf, the momentum.
You can birdie 3 holes in a row, which I never really have, but then and then have like an 8 or a 12.
Well, you've seen my momentum too, and it's usually going downhill.
Well, your momentum is going back to the bag for another ball, and then another one, and then another one.
That's right. That's right. Well, I got that momentum back toward the cart.
Kumler into DiMatteo. Musselman. King on her. Dribbles into trouble, puts it up, but got bailed out there. The Cats on the reach in, and Braxton King, I believe, has just picked up foul number 3.
That might be 4. The scoreboard says 4.
Yeah, I've got her with 3.
Now let's see if they make a switch here.
I don't know that 4 is correct. And the free throw off the mark by Aaliyah, just a 5'8" freshman. Muskie's got a pretty youthful team as well.
Yeah, a lot of youth on both squads tonight.
Second one bounces up and in.
And they are going to take King out.
Yeah, so that scoreboard might be more correct than I am. I don't ever aspire to having correct stats.
King's been the heart and soul tonight.
25-23 as the Cats push it a little too hard this time and throw it away. Gibson taking over out on the point. Threw it behind Lynn Scott.
That's 3 or 4 straight turnovers in a row.
And most of them have not been really forced turnovers.
Not forced, and they're unforced and just mental errors on the part of the Lady Cats.
Muskies. Around the outside, Shire will penetrate, put up the runner, no good. De Matteo on the stick back, stuck it.
It got stuck. Now what happens here?
You go over to Coach.
The ball was blocked, I believe.
Coach Sigmund, and you say, "Can you get it?" And he said, "Look at Coach Lynn Scott." And they all
that
just get a
thing's
ball.
in there stuck pretty good
That
too.
is in there tight.
That's Bill Wilkinson.
And
he's trying to.
Third time's a charm.
I think it's stuck in there pretty good.
There we got it. There we go.
Now I think the ball did get blocked, but it's going to go by possession error, I believe, and they're going to give it to the Cats.
Yeah. I think when it sticks in the basket like that, it goes the other way, right?
It does, yeah. Used to be the old-fashioned jump ball.
Inbound, Lynn Scott back now to Gebhardt. She'll handle it here at the 4:30 mark. Cats still on top by 2. Inside feed, Lynn Scott up and over the top. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Chase down, and Smith for the Bobcats got that. Got hacked from behind.
They called that on Kumler. That'll be her
third. Gebhardt looking. Finally gets it in to Murray. Now Lynn Scott looks back down low to Gebhardt. Back to Lynn Scott. And she traveled.
Cambridge has only gotten up 4 shots, but 5 turnovers here in the third quarter.
25-23. Cats hit an early bucket, and that's been it. That extended their lead, I think, to 9, and now it is down to 2. Feed down low. De Matteo kicks it out. Minor trying to get it inside, lost the handle, picked up by the Cats. Gebhardt. Got to be careful off the dribble there, nearly threw it away. Gibson, with tight pressure on her, will attack the basket, kick it out. Murray from the baseline, knocked it down. Cats needed a basket badly there. Check that. Nevaeh Smith with her first hoop of the night.
Good penetration and pitch there by Gibson, and Smith knocks down the jumper.
Corner. Musselman off the dribble penetration. That one kicked around and kicked off of Muskie, so it will go back to the Cats with 3:23 left here in the third.
John Glenn going to pick up full court.
Inbound, Gibson. Back to Gebhardt, who's taken over here in King's absence. And nearly a steal as Musselman aggressively going after the ball there. And will pick up a foul instead. Her first, team's second.
John Glenn being very aggressive with his man-to-man.
Going over the top, Cats trying to get it back. Couldn't get it in the backcourt. Wanted Gibson and didn't stick with it long enough, and then tried to go over to Jenna Murray, and that over her head and out of bounds. As Olivia Abrams checked back in. 3:17 remains here in the third. 27-23, Cambridge.
Cambridge staying in that 1-2-2 defense. It's been successful for them so
That's
far.
been pretty good. Down low, feed to De Matteo, and a wraparound hack. Gebhardt out of position there, and De Matteo had a layup.
De Matteo knows how to get position. She does a fantastic job there in the post getting position.
So that's going to be Gebhardt's second. And the kick-in shot from the corner by Abrams off the mark, and dead ball rebound to the Cats. Full court pressure. John Glenn has picked up here and paid some dividends as well. Inbounded to Gibson. She'll work her way up and into a double team. Give it up to Murray, trying to go down low, and Kumler saw that one coming. Telegraphed a little bit. She'll run it up, pull it up, and can't get it to go. Gebhardt with a rebound, and they'll call the jump ball that stays with the Muskies.
You know, Cambridge does not have a rebound except for that last dead ball rebound this quarter. So John Glenn doing a fantastic job on the offensive boards right now.
Abrams, Minor, back into Abrams, and that shot blocked, and Gebhardt has just picked up her third. Again, when the Muskies can get in their half-court set and attack the basket, the Bobcats
struggle a little bit with that.
Struggle a little bit. They don't have the size to be able to contend in there.
And John Glenn doing a much better job being patient.
And Abrams to the line knocks that one down for her first point of the night.
4 of 7 from the line for the Lady Little Muskies. Is that how you would properly say it? Lady Little Muskies?
I guess so.
Or Little Lady Muskies. I'd say
Lady Muskies.
Lady Muskies.
The second one up, that one off the mark, rebounded by the Cats. Gebhardt. Up ahead now to Gibson. Down the floor, has a wide open Jenna Murray. That's third hoop of the period. Extend their lead, 29-24. Muskies have gotten close several times now. Nearly a turnover in the backcourt. Musselman, and a timeout taken by Coach Sigmund and the Lady Muskies. 2:13 left here in the third, 29-24.
That's going to leave John Glenn with 3 timeouts left and Cambridge with 4 timeouts left here. About 10 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this game.
Bobcats trailed at the end of one, 9-8. Led it at halftime, 23-17 on a big second period, 15-8, forcing a ton of turnovers on the Lady Muskies. Now, John Glenn certainly has handled the ball better this period.
Yes, Cambridge has really struggled this period. 7 turnovers here in not even 6 minutes of this quarter. So Cambridge is the one that's been struggling with the ball.
Kumler will check back in off the timeout, and so will Braxton King. As Kumler on the trigger, finally gets it in and throws it right into the hands of Riley Krupoff. And another Muskie turnover. 2-minute mark. Bobcats, a little different look here. As Gibson pulls DiMatteo out away from the basket. As John Glenn man-to-man. This is where I think the Cats have an advantage if they can space the floor and get a little backdoor cut. There it was. And boy, Kumler came from nowhere. Gebhardt had what looked like a wide open layup. Cambridge had run that play as well as you could, except the fact they didn't account for the 6'3" Kumler being that quick.
And I think that's exactly what Coach Linscott wanted, is to pull the big girls out from underneath the basket and run some type of motion to get a backdoor cut.
Gebhardt still looking, finally gets it into Gibson. 1:40 left. She'll pull up from 15 and knock it in.
She looks really good from that distance.
Okay, Gibson has 9. First one in the second half. Yeah, she's got that good mid-range jumper. As the Muskies trapped on the sideline, Molly Thompson-Inman over there, and when she got hammered there on the sideline, she dribbled it out of bounds.
I think she was unaware of where she was on the sideline.
Cambridge has been able to, after wither the storm a little bit, now back on top by 7, 31-24.
You did feel like John Glenn was starting to get a little bit of momentum, but now Cambridge has seized the moment and got it back.
Gibson to Krupoff, attacks to Gebhardt, down the lane, puts it up and in. Cameron Gebhardt, first bucket of the second half. She's got 11, and the Cats lead it by 9. Krupoff down the middle between defenders. Get to Shire, she'll attack the basket, lay it up and in.
John Glenn desperately needed a basket there.
They did. They had gone 2 or 3 possessions without getting one in. Down low, Cats trying to run the floor. There's Kumler again in the right place at the right time to knock it away. And Abrams will come up with a loose ball, get it back to Kumler and across the timeline. Shire now will attack down the lane. Loose ball out of her hands. Maybe attack too much here as King once again with the steal. Gives it up, got it back, kicks it out. Krupar for three, halfway down and pop back out. And a rebound chased down by Abram.
Cambridge doing a good job setting up a press after a miss.
Kumler, long pass up, didn't have a teammate paying attention. And Madeline Winland, who is in the game, had to come up with it, and Coach Sigmund a quick timeout to keep possession with 16 on the clock, 33-26. And the Muskies certainly would like to hit a bucket here.
You want to get the last shot here because Cambridge is going to get the possession to start the fourth quarter. So the last thing you want to do is turn it over. So you want to take your good old time attack with about 6 seconds left. That way you know you're going to get the last shot and try to get some momentum going to the fourth quarter.
So, yeah, Kumler's typically been on the trigger, throwing it in.
She's got to have the ball right now, I would say. Somehow you got to get it. But Cambridge is doing a really good job of denying her those passes.
Yeah, when she gives it up, they're not letting her get it back a lot of times.
Right.
And if she doesn't create something off her own, or she has to get it down low, and then you got to look for the kick out. But I like her attack in the basket. She's done a pretty good job off the dribble tonight, and really hasn't forced it much.
No.
She's let that game come to her.
She has.
She had 15 points in the first half. She's got 0 here in the third.
Right. Even her misses, though, Bill, were usually pretty close.
So the Muskies will take it out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table, and it will be Kumler into the backcourt. Hands it off and tries to get it back, and then we said the Cats tried to deny her. She'll get it back anyway over to Shire. 10 on the clock. Tries to give it back to Kumler. Goes baseline up underneath. The wraparound will draw contact with 4.3. And Angie Kumler to the line.
Gibson did a fantastic job denying her, but a good pass there.
Foul on Smith, her first for the Bobcats, their fourth, and check that 7th. And Kumler gets her first point of the second half at the foul line. 33-27. 4 seconds remain. Second one is up and rattles in and out. Gebhardt with the rebound. Forces it to half court. Tried to get up a buzzer beater. Could not as Kumler was on top of her. And we'll head to the fourth period. 33-27. Cambridge has maintained that advantage for the last couple of periods, even though there were times in that third period it looked a bit shaky.
Yeah.
The Bobcats able to put 10 points on the board, and the Muskies 10 as well.
And it's still a problem with turnovers. 23 turnovers for John Glenn in this game, and 18 turnovers for the Lady Cats in this game. So both teams, I would think the team that takes care of the ball the best here, minimize your turnovers here.
Foul situation. Now we're not sure. We know Kumler has 3, Gebhardt 3. I've got Krupar with 3. Braxton King I had for 3, but the last time they put it up, they said she had 4. And if that is correct, although she did check in and play the last minute or two of that third period.
And she's been, like I said, the heart and soul with her hustle and her overall skill level on defense for this Bobcat team.
She's come up with a lot of extra possessions.
Yes.
For the Lady Cat. So 8 minutes left here. One of these teams is going to go to 2-0 tonight.
Dead even third quarter there, by the way. Both teams scored 10 points in that quarter.
Cat starters in the game, John Glenn as well. Cambridge with the ball, Lynn Scott, Gebhardt, King, Krupar, and Gibson. And inbounded to Krupar, right back. Now Gibson, pull-up jumper, baseline and in. How about that?
She's been like her mother down at River High School back in the early 90s.
11 points. Zakaya. Yeah, she's got that 10, 12-footer.
She does. She's got it knocked down.
Nail cast with some full court pressure, and A 10-second call on the Lady Muskies. Just lost track of that clicking clock in their head. And the 35-27, Cambridge on top by 8 now could end up being even more.
Yeah, we haven't had a double-digit lead by either team tonight.
John Glenn, only 2 team fouls, though, so if they're coming after the Cats, as King takes the inbounds, tries to take it and attack the basket, feeds it out. Krupar 3 ball, touching. There's your double digit. Riley Krupar's first bucket of the night. It's a huge 3. 38-27. Cambridge is Gebhardt anticipating, came up with a steal. A little hesitation move, attacked the basket, off the rim, and a rebound. Minor double team in the backcourt. Up ahead to DiMatteo. She got stuck right on the half-court stripe.
Yep.
Just about the worst place you can catch the ball, as she stood there and crossed over and back and did not do it.
Just a story here, a quick story of John Glenn's night. They've got 3 turnovers in 30 seconds, or in 50 seconds of this quarter. No shots up, the 3 turnovers.
Inbound, Gibson pull up on the runner, no good. Rebound as Linscott tried to keep it alive and stepped on the out of bounds line. It will go to the Muskies with 7:05 left, down 11, and the Bobcats continue to pressure the ball.
And do you blame them? They've caused there it is again.
Braxton King, another steal. Will attack and lost control on the way up and give it right back. Kumler brings it hard the other way. Pushed it up ahead. Abrams to the hoop, lays it up short. Got her own rebound, back up again. And DiMatteo will finish Hannah's second hoop of the night. 38-29, and now the Muskies with some full court pressure. Kumler. And the backcourt against Gibson. Up ahead, Krupar. 6.5 to go in the game. Now King takes over out on top, and the Bobcats will call a timeout. Just their second of the night, so they've got a few here to kind of rest up, keep people fresh, and make sure that they protect the ball a little bit.
Yeah, got to definitely take care of the ball. And the foul situation looks like this. Cambridge has 17 fouls, therefore John Glenn's in the 101. John Glenn with only 2 fouls, so, being down 9, you want to start thinking.
Well, right out of this timeout, you might start thinking because I'm thinking both these guys are Gene Ford disciples, right?
Right.
So to speak. Linscott has been around the game long enough and coached with Coach Ford some that this is the time where you shorten the game a little bit, right?
Shorten the game, take some time off the clock.
Take our time.
Yep. Now, with that being said, the way both teams have been turning it over, nothing is a...
John Glenn's defenses, they've been pretty aggressive. Inbound. King, she'll take it right to the hoop and to the line as she could not get it to drop, but did get the foul. And that foul on Minert, her second, and Braxton King will shoot 2 free throws.
And this is Cambridge's first trip to the foul line in the second half.
Yeah. King puts it up and did not get a kind roll there. 38-29, 6:23 to go. And Muskie substitution as Abby Shire back in the game for Minor. Second one by King. Got it. She has 6 tonight. And the Cats will continue full court pressure in the backcourt and thrown away. Without Kumler handling the ball, the Muskies struggled a little bit there and tossed that one away. It looked like they might have got away with a travel earlier, too.
29 turnovers.
Gebhardt gets it into King. 6:15 to go. Cats by 10. Beats the double team. And then tried to lob it back over to King, and that's stolen away. Coming the other way, Musselman coast to coast. Didn't get the layup. King with another rebound. Ahead to Gibson. Triple teamed and hacked from behind. That one might be on Musselman, and I believe so. Her second. And so the Muskies picking up a couple of fouls here. Now have 4 with 5:56 left. Gebhardt ahead to Gibson. Off the inbound. Reverse layup. I thought she had it. And Linscott with the rebound tied up. And it goes back to the Muskies. Yeah, McKenzie had to catch that and try to get it back up before the defense collapsed on her and couldn't get rid of it.
Almost a fantastic play there by Zakiah Gibson.
Coomer got it across the timeline. Shire kicks it out to the corner. 3-ball. Musselman, no. Rebound, stick back, and contact as Kylan Barr caught it, shot it, and I think they're going to say that is Braxton King's 5th foul. Yeah.
Wow.
Somehow she picked up one I didn't count.
Have some confusion here at the line. Now, is this basket going to count?
Kylan Barr.
I wonder if this basket counts.
Well, the official handed her the ball to shoot while the other officials were discussing something with the scorer's
She
table.
made it. So let's see what's going to happen here. Well, we had the buzzer blow, we had a whistle blow, but we had one whistle or one referee, playing it like it was a legit free throw.
Just go ahead and shoot it, and the other two officials were, so they're going to say that first free throw did not count. And Kylan Barr's like, what? Are you kidding me? I got to do that again.
And she swished it too.
And that one she leaves short.
Well, as a team, though, you can't be thinking about that now. You just got to put that behind you. You got to have a short memory.
So the second one is up and good. So she did split the pair. And timeout taken by the Muskies. 5.5 left, 5:36. And I think that leaves the Muskies with just one timeout left.
One timeout left.
So down 9. Strategizing.
Now I think they've done a pretty good job speeding up the Bobcats to the point where they've been turning it over. So I think Coach Sigmund's probably going to continue to press here. But how do you coach not to turn it over? And that's been the big problem for this John Glenn Lady Muskie team right now. Like I said, almost 30 turnovers in the game. And that's 30 opportunities. Let's say you shoot 33%. I mean, there's 20 points right there just on 2-pointers. So turnovers are huge, and you just don't want to give the other team another chance. Give the team opportunities like that, where and a lot of like we said, their turnovers are unforced. Mental mistakes.
39-30. Tom Hannon texted me. He said, yep, I'm struggling tonight too. Running the clock.
Then you put these masks on, and they get a little hot and
can't see.
A little tired, can't see. Glasses fog up. I tried to go with the glasses earlier, and they fogged up.
Bobcats facing full court pressure, tapped out of bounds. Good defense by Musselman.
Musselman comes in and brings some energy as a freshman.
Coach's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Inbound in the backcourt. Gebhardt trying to go over the top of Coomer. Can't do that. Up ahead, Musselman. Shot blocked by Gibson. And Gebhardt will chase it down in the corner. Over to Gibson. Cats are going to survive that defensive pressure. Trying to get the backdoor cut. Coomer there with the steal. The Muskies hustling around here. Up ahead to the hoop, and Kinsey Lenhart. Yes, Lenhart. Linscott, I should say. Hustling back, got the block. Boy, wide open.
2 blocks. The last 2 shots for John Glenn have been blocked. One by Gibson.
Emma Dolan was wide open. As inbound. 3-ball, touching. Rachel Minor's first bucket of the night's a big 3. And this is a 6-point contest. And a quick 10-footer there. Linscott caught it, just dead-eyed the basket, knocked it in. 41-33, Cats by 7. Dolan tied up. This one will go to the Bobcats. Yeah, as Dolan caught it and then looked immediately at the basket. And by that time, Linscott had converged on her and tied her up. Cats here on top by 7. Get it into Gibson. Back to Gebhardt. Remember, King has fouled out, so Cats just down to 2 main ball handlers. Inside, Murray trying to wrap it around. And Kumler with the steal and the run out. 1-on-2, she'll attack all the way to the hoop. Left hand up and in. Nice move by the junior. 41-35.
Plenty of time here to go.
Cats they're attacking too much when they get the ball into the half court. Gibson trying to go between the legs of Kumler. They won't call the kick though. Instead, touched last by Gibson.
That's 6 turnovers here in this fourth quarter by Cambridge.
Yeah, Cats have gotten caught up in the tempo here. Up ahead, Shire. Ball knocked away, and Cambridge Krupar will come up with the loose ball. Up ahead, now Gebhardt and Gibson. Knocked out of the hands of Gibson. They'll call the foul on Meinert for third.
Yeah, we have plenty of time here left in this game. 3:52, an eternity in a basketball game. But you can feel the tension starting to pick up a little bit here.
The temperature is rising up a little bit. I think Coach Linscott using a timeout here, trying to get his team calmed down a little bit as they've gotten caught up in the run back and forth and attack in the basket. You know, when you get past that pressing defense and you realize, I got a 2-on-1. Do I keep going?
Right. One of these teams, well, if you're Cambridge, you're going to have to just get it and pull it out and run some clock.
Well, I think that's Coach Linscott's probably saying, a running clock is our friend. We want that clock to run.
Right. I remember I had a coach say the gym's not burning down. Relax. Just relax. And if you're John Glenn, you just want to keep attacking. You just can't turn the ball over. John Glenn's turned it over 7 times in this quarter. Cambridge has turned it over 6 times in this quarter.
Muskies come back out. Cats have a couple open in the backcourt. There we go. Gebhardt found Gibson again across the timeline. Up ahead, a little double stack here. So this is the delay action by the Cats against man-to-man.
Cambridge will look to go back door when you're least suspected here.
Rupar. Turn around, kick it back out.
Remember, Muskies have 5 team fouls, so 2 more fouls before Cambridge is in the 1-on-1.
Nearly stolen away on the sideline is the double team. John Glenn popped out and doubled the ball there, and Cats weren't ready for that.
And that's probably what John Glenn wants to do, is double team on a pass.
Gebhardt.
Oh, right at the half-court line.
And she had an established position, and ball topped out of bounds again. I don't know. That could have gone either way.
Yeah. She kind of stopped, paused.
Caught the ball right on the line.
Probably the right call.
Inbound, Gebhardt over her head, and that will be a Cambridge turnover. She wanted it tossed there, but then couldn't catch up to it.
Now, if you're John Glenn here, there's no need to rush. Plenty of time.
Lots of time left. 6 down with 3:16 to go. John Glenn in the bonus at the foul line. So they can continue to do what they've been doing, just attack the basket. Inbound, Thompson Inman, across the timeline. Down the left side, kick out. Shire, she'll attack, lay it up and in. Abby Shire, the senior, with 7, got the steal, and another quick hoop. Back-to-back quick ones, and it's a 2-point game. Inbound to Linscott in the corner. And she lost her footing and slides out of bounds, gives it right back to the Lady Muskies in another Bobcat timeout.
We've got us a 2-point game.
A lot of time left.
And a lot of time left.
2:56 left. Bobcats trailed early tonight, only for the first couple of minutes, and had a lead, or actually for the first quarter, 9-8. Took the lead in the second quarter and have not trailed since then, but certainly in danger here.
Yeah, and the Bobcat Lady Cats are certainly missing Braxton King, who fouled out earlier in this quarter for ball handling purposes and kind of the take charge of getting the ball up the court. But
yeah, Braxton fouled out, I'm trying to say, the beginning of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's been a big blow to them, and John Glenn taking advantage of that. Cambridge, 9 turnovers here in this fourth quarter alone. They are at 27 turnovers. John Glenn is at 30 turnovers. So we've had a combined 57 turnovers, and we still have 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in
Well,
this
and
regulation.
both coaches down to their final timeout, and you'd like to have a pocket full of those things in the last minute, maybe in a close game. And now both these guys are going to have to go about 3 minutes and figure out when do I use that last one.
Exactly.
Cats are going to face some. That is, John Glenn will have the half court set here to try to tie it up
or take the lead.
Kumler pushed off down low, got away with it, kisses it over. Shot up by Wilson, no good. Rebound, tie up. And it will stay with John Glenn. Now, Kumler that time didn't just use her size. She muscled her way with some space inside. She'll lob it out on top. Thompson Inman off the dribble, tried to put up a shot over the defense, couldn't. And the loose ball again, picked up by the Muskies. Wilson. And a travel. John Glenn got away with a couple of misplays there, but not the third one. And yet another turnover gives it back to the Bobcats. Gibson spins away from Shire. Now we'll have to work her way back across the timeline. Backdoor cut. Trying to go over the top again. Gebhardt, and Kumler just takes it right out of her hand. Into the half court set. Back over to Shire. Off the dribble. She's penetrated well. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. Lynn Scott with the rebound. Handing off to Gebhardt. Now the senior on the floor for the Bobcats. Down the lane. Lynn Scott off the dish from Gebhardt. And Lynn Scott with a couple in the period. Cats lead it by 4, and Gebhardt with yet another steal. And pulls it back out. Hopes to. Nope, inside feed. Lynn Scott again in the right place at the right time. Her 10th. 6 in a row here in the fourth period. The Bobcats, after being in danger of seeing their lead go away, are back on top by 6. A minute 35.
Yeah, John Glenn had a shot to tie it, and now down 6.
Kumler. Left corner. That's Dolan. And a timeout. Coach Sigmund said, you know what, I can't watch anymore without taking this final timeout. We've got to get a good look here. And the last couple of times down, John Glenn just hasn't been able to do that.
And that's going to be his last time. That's going to be the Lady Muskies' last timeout in the game. But you're right. John Glenn does need to get a good look. Both teams have just turned it over too many times.
Oh, 1:27 to go in the game. 45-39 Bobcats. Cambridge with 18 fouls. So a foul here just makes the Muskies shoot 1 and 1. John Glenn with just 5 fouls. So if they want to make the Cats shoot some free throws, they're going to have to get at them a couple of times.
Yeah, and at the rate this thing's going right now, plenty of time left. Name of the game is Cambridge is going to have to take care of the basketball and hit free throws. John Glenn also is going to have to take care of the basketball, but they're going to have to make shots. And a big one here coming out of this timeout.
So let's see how things work out here in this last minute and a half. John Glenn, a furious comeback a moment ago. They're going to have to do that all over again. Inbound to Kumler over her head, and Lynn Scott with a big steal. Came up with a loose ball, and Cats will have to work it up the floor against some crazy pressure here. And a travel. Could not get it done. And Cambridge's best ball handlers.
Looks like Gibson.
Zakiah Gibson over there having her ankle checked out, it looks like. And so you got Gebhardt, who's your best ball handler. She didn't get a touch in that time.
Gibson and King is out with fouls.
Wilson across the lobbing it down low over the head of Minor, and she saved it in bounds right into the hands of the Bobcats. And there's a reach in as Minor picks up her 4th. Just the 6th on the Muskies. They need to foul again to get the Cats at the line. And
looks like Musselman's going to check in, the 5'8" freshman.
Kinsey Wilson steps out. Gebhardt looking. And finally, lobs it in to Linscott. Nice athletic move again. Kumler to steal it away from her. As Kumler chases her down in the corner, ties her up, and Coach Linscott with the ball there before the tie-up utilized his last timeout with 1 minute left. So neither team will have a timeout in the final minute. When's the last time you saw that?
Not very often. And also to update some other things, Cambridge will have the possession arrow. John Glenn's going to have to foul one more time, and Cambridge will have one more opportunity at the 101 because it'll be the 9th team foul. At the 10th team foul, it will be an automatic 2 shots, double bonus. So still a lot of time here, 1 minute left. Story of the game, turnovers right now, and both of them are gladly giving each their opponent the basketball, back and forth.
So 45-39 to set everything up here. Foul-wise, the Cats will get to the 1-1 here on the next foul. And the Muskies are already in the bonus. No timeouts left.
Cambridge will have the ball out under its basket.
See if Zakiya King looks like she is going to check back in. She is at the scorer's table. See what happens here. Gebhardt for the Bobcats on the inbound. Al on top. Gets it into Murray. Double team. Spins away from it. Hands it off inside. And the shot by Smith. He had a layup that was contested there. Nevaeh Smith just immediately went to the basket.
She went to the basket and said, you know what, I'm either going to make it or get 2 shots out of, and she's going to get 2 shots.
Get 2 shots. Emma Dolan with the foul. 7th on the team, but a 2-shotter for Smith here. She puts it up and rims it in and out. Cambridge still on top by 6, 53 on the clock, and Coach Linscott's going to...
That entire process right there took 7 seconds.
Yeah.
That's it.
Second one rattles in and out.
Nobody boxed her out.
Nobody boxed out the shooter. Couple of quick shots in there. Cats still with it. Put it up again. Another one by Smith. Still no good. Linscott's finally going to clear it out of there for the Bobcats and pull it out. And they will call a foul. Wow. Cats had 3 or 4 stick back looks in there, and John Glenn didn't get a body on anyone.
And Cambridge did not even have to shoot. They could have pulled it out, ran some clock.
And they did eventually. We're down to the 42-second mark. 45-39 score hasn't changed any here. As now another miss by the Bobcats. That one by Gebhardt. It was the front end of a 1-on-1. They rebound out of bounds. So it will be John Glenn ball. 42 on the clock. They trail it by 6. Inbound. Shire. They're looking for Kumler. Cats are just going to deny her. Gibson's just going to guard her everywhere.
Looks like she double dribbled.
And that's going to cause a turnover for the Lady Muskies. And this has been their problem tonight. If they can't get the ball in the hands of Kumler, they're struggling for anyone else to handle pressure.
Cambridge would be happy just to run 10 seconds off the clock here and get fouled.
Up ahead, and Cambridge cannot do that. As Krupar trying to get it to Linscott over her head. And that's a tough place to get it to with Kumler on her.
At this point, you take the 10-second call in the backcourt.
Yeah, make them come and get you and foul you. They want the 10 seconds. Kumler will take it, 30 on the clock. Down 6, pushes it up ahead. Abrams trying to go cross court to Dolan there, nearly stolen by the Bobcats. Shire will pick it up. She'll attack the basket, throw it up and out of bounds. Just couldn't get an uncontested shot up. And it will be Bobcat ball, 19 on the clock. Lobbed in, knocked away. Kumler again. She is just everywhere.
She's all over the floor.
She's pretty quick, and then with that 6'3" wingspan, she covers a lot of ground in no time.
6'3" athletic junior.
Will stay for the Bobcats. Gebhardt again. This one to Gibson in the backcourt.
And John Glenn
Shire
has to
stepped
foul.
up. Yeah, she stepped up and bodied her up there a little bit. That'll give Gibson a couple of free throws, or at least one, and a chance for a second. Shire's second free throw. 15 on the clock. Cats on top by 6. No timeouts either way. And Gibson puts the capper to a pretty good night for her.
Puts her as the leading scorer tonight for the Cats.
That one rims in and out. Abrams with the rebound over to Kumler. Pushed it up ahead. Shire in the paint. Puts up the runner. Yes, she will get that one to go. And the Cats won't have to do anything. They can hold the ball, and they will.
That's going to be
Bobcats hold on for the win. 46-41, the final score. Cats will see their record move on to 2-0, and the Muskies are going to drop to coach 1-1 for first-year coach Gary Sigmund. Big fourth quarter for the Lady Bobcats, who put 13 on the board here in the fourth quarter. Only a couple at the line, though, as Mackenzie Linscott stepped up and scored 6 of her 10 down the stretch. Cameron Gebhardt for the Cats finishes with 11. Didn't get a point in that fourth period. Braxton King, tough night for her as she scored early, played great defense, but then fouled out early in the fourth period and finishes with 6. Jenna Murray, 2 tonight. Avia Smith, 2. Riley Cooper hit a big 3 for the Lady Cats and finishes with 3. And as you said, Zakiah Gibson, the leading scorer for the Bobcats, with 12 points tonight. She knocked down a 3 early, 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And the Bobcats tonight go to 2-0 with the home opener win.
just a lot going on in that game there, Bill, with, but like I said, the big story was turnovers, and you don't see this very often. Cambridge had 30 turnovers in the second half, 40 for the evening, and they are 5-point winners in this game. We had a combined 75 turnovers in a 32-minute game tonight. So a little more than 2 a minute.
Made it seem like it was more than 32 minutes.
Yes. And you know, both teams obviously rusty early in the season. You do not know, who's been practicing just because of what's been going on in the world and who's been able to practice. And we kind of had us an ugly ball game, but there's no such thing for, if you're Cambridge, as an ugly win.
John Glenn put the heat on the Cats there down the stretch. They came up with 14 points in the fourth period to the Bobcats 13, but didn't take advantage of a couple of possessions they had when the game got close. It was a 2-point game there for a little while, but Cambridge able to kind of balance out the scoring, came up with, you said, a couple of loose balls. Linscott with 10, Gebhardt with 11, 12 for Gibson. On the flip side, the Lady Muskies relied a lot on Angela Kumler tonight. She had 15 at halftime, finishes with 18. So, late in the game, Muskies unable to get her the ball in scoring position. No. Abby Shire, though, stepped up, had 11, all of those in the second half, including a 3-ball there. But Lady Muskies struggled to find anybody else to step up there. Rachel Minert knocked down the late 3. Kylan Barr finished with a point, as did Aaliyah Musselman and Olivia Abrams, and 4 for Hannah DiMatteo. As the Muskies knocked down 2 threes on the night, the Cats had 3, and the foul line really not good to either team. I've got Cambridge 3 of 11.
That's what I had them at.
That's what you had them at. And the Muskies 6 of 14. Does that look right?
That looks close, yeah.
16, 6 of 16. The free throw line not good there. A chance where they could have made up a few points maybe and kept this thing a little bit closer.
And I do want to make one correction real quick, too. Cambridge did not have 40 turnovers. They had 30 turnovers. So 30 turnovers by Cambridge and 35 by John Glenn.
At either event, both coaches tonight will leave here regardless of the score with a lot that they can continue to try to work on.
Yes, and I can do some quick stats for us here, Bill. John Glenn shot 16 of 41. Cambridge was 17 of 43. John Glenn out-rebounded Cambridge 32-22. As we talked about, the turnovers was the story of the game, though. 35 turnovers for John Glenn and 30 turnovers for Cambridge. And that was an absolute slugfest there.
Oh,
for
I thought I was
4
watching
quarters.
Monday Night Football there at one point. Huh?
Monday Night Football might be in the third quarter by now.
46-41. The Lady Bobcats pick up the win to go to 2-0 on the season. The Muskies now at 1-1. Want to thank John Clark, Joel DeSigo tonight. The technical aspect of this operation, no, we had the easy thing. Just scratch on the paper and talk, which is what we do best, right?
Yep, absolutely. Thank those guys. They were fantastic getting us all set up.
Hey, till the next time, folks, I'm Bill Kafuri for Mike Snively. We'll check out tonight and see you next time here on ABC Sports. Good night.
High school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Dome Ford, WB Green Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, West 40 Auto Sales, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza, Homeland Realty, and Edward Jones, Teresa Cowden. This has been a presentation of ABC Communications.